Hello, everybody. This is Sree from BizBuzz. What matters the most in your business? Sponsored by My Work Belt. My Work Belt is a all-in-one software, particularly catering to service-based small businesses. And today we have a guest, Lindsay. Lindsay is a high-voltage leadership coach, and she's been helping small businesses all over in Canada and in some cases, US as well. Lindsay, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you today?
Very good. Lindsay, we were talking about how a leadership role and how a business owner and behaves and the energy levels that business owner brings is what the rest of the organization flows, whether it is 1, 2 people or it is 20 people when we were in the green room, right? So tell me a little bit more about what is the importance of having the high energy demonstrated by the business owner to the rest of the team means.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I think it's really key that as a small business owner, as a founder, that we do really recognize we are the most senior leader in our business. We have to lead. And I think sometimes that gets mixed up in all the, in a lot of ways, we're still really key in the delivery of the work. I think we also have to recognize that our really important job is being that leader. And as you said, our energy, especially when we're working in smaller team settings where there's 5 or 10 or 20 of us, our energy is really critical to how other people are going to show up.
Right.
So if we can show up and be calm and be confident and also bring our passion to the table, when we can lead in a way that other people can see our values in our organization being demonstrated, because behavior is critical in that space. When we can do that, others will respond to that energy, to that calmness, to that confidence, to that poise and passion.
But certainly it's true, but sometimes the business owners or some of the leaders are not like a high energy. They are not like a bubbly 100%. Like others, right? Many of the times they are great leaders, but they are introvert, right? So what do you have a tip or two that you can suggest to these people, how they can demonstrate their energy, how they can propagate that energy into the rest of the team? What do you suggest?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And when I say energy, let me be clear. I don't mean that you have to be jumping up and down and speaking loudly and waving your arms around. That's not necessary. I think what is important, right? Like that's a very demonstrative way of demonstrating our, very outward way of demonstrating our energy. I still think that even if we identify as someone who's on the introverted side of the spectrum, and being outwardly demonstrative doesn't come naturally to us, we can still display our passion and our energy for what we do through language, through connection, through our even through our body language. I mean, so much of how we communicate is our posture, it's our facial expressions, like physically leaning into conversations. Show up and listen really effectively. And the truth is, people on that more introverted side of the spectrum actually tend to be better listeners.
It is true. Because their mind is not cluttered.
Yeah, that is exactly it. So I think even if we aren't one of those people that gets outwardly excited, we can still bring our passion with us to the conversation, to the work we do. And when we show up that way and we show up with calm confidence, other people will join us in that space.
Now, see, that's a great point. So there are different kinds of way that owners lead their team.
Yes.
And in some cases, the team is all working together physically with each other, right?
Yes.
They see each other on a daily basis. But These days, many of the teams, they are working remotely. They're not
Yes.
seeing each other. They don't see the owner every day, or they don't.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Now, however, but as their owner, you have obligation and responsibility to keep encouraging your team members to be
Yes.
at a same passion, if not more passionate about helping customers, right?
Yes.
So, what do you suggest a owner can do in order to keep everybody on the same direction, helping customers and delivering what they committed for?
Yeah. And you're right. A lot of times we are working in a hybrid or remote work environment.
Right.
Sometimes we have people that are in different time zones,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
No,
they're
that's even
working,
more
right?
challenging.
Yeah, working different hours. And
Yeah.
so you're right. It is our job as the business owner, as the most senior leader. It is our job to help people connect, to help people be part of our culture. Culture is how we get work done together.
Right.
And we set the tone for that. So really is about thinking just in a very intentional way about what are the important places, times, and spaces we need to connect. So I need to think about how am I connecting with each of these individuals? And it doesn't matter if they're an employee or a consultant or contractor.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
still connect with them. They're still part of your culture. It doesn't matter how you pay them. You
Absolutely.
also need to think about how are we connecting as a group and
Mhm.
when does it make sense? What's the work we need to do? What's the outcomes we require?
Right.
Because all of this time is money. So we just need to think very carefully about what is right for our business and the people
Right.
that work in it so we can get those deliverables out effectively.
Now, see, the deliverables is one part, and the way of delivering is another part, right?
Mhm.
And for that matter, when you and I are conversing, right, as in the very first part, you eloquently states that your body language makes a
Yes.
big difference, right?
Yes.
Now, when you are in a remote working environment, body language completely goes away.
No, it doesn't. It's
Tell me
less.
more.
Well, you and I are on video right now. I can see your
Sure.
body language.
Which
So
is correct.
no,
Facial
I mean,
expressions.
I think this is the tricky part. We have a
Mm-hmm.
lot. I just saw a video last night
Mm-hmm.
where there was a team meeting and one of the young employees refused to turn on their camera. Well, I don't
Mm.
have to turn on my camera. Actually, I think that's really important. And I think we create social norms inside of our business about when cameras need to be on and when they need to be off,
I see.
about looking straight at the camera. Often we'll have multiple screens.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have our work we're doing on one screen and the camera attached to another, and all you see is the side of someone's face.
Correct.
No, we actually need to talk about when is it important that we see each other? We need body language. That's how our brains are programmed. We pick
So,
up
as
a
a
lot of
business owner, you set that tone, you set that culture
yes. And
early
explain
on.
why.
Yeah.
Tell them why. Tell them why it's important.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
way everybody is on the same pace and everybody is on the
Yes.
same culture.
Yes.
But
Everybody
if
no.
there is one person deviates from the norm, then that slowly trickles down in the rest of the team. And then slowly everybody says, well, I don't feel like turning on the camera today.
I think we
And,
just got to ask why. You know
right.
what? I've noticed that you've not turned your camera on the last couple meetings, and I'm curious what's going on for you. Well, I
Hmm.
haven't been feeling very well this week. Okay, that's
Yeah.
totally understandable. But I want you to know that in order for us to connect, I think we don't get to be in person very often. And I think it
Right.
is important that we can see each other's faces and facial expressions and body language. And when you're feeling better, I'd love for
Hmm.
you to turn your camera back on. The conversation can be quite simple.
That's true. That's true. It's not that challenging in
No.
if you think about it, but certainly as a human being, we create great deal of gap in our communication for whatever the reason, one or other reasons. And then if you don't talk about it, the gap continues grow as the days
Yes.
passes.
Yes. Exactly. Oh no, I think that that is really critical as a business owner and a senior leader. We need to be brave, and we need to talk about the hard things in our business. And
Right.
I recognize that that's very difficult. That's actually a lot of the work I do with leaders and with
Hmm.
business owners, is helping them feel confident enough to enter into those crunchy conversations
That's right.
so that we can have productive tension and we can talk about the things in our business that are tricky.
That's
Like,
true. That's
I've
true.
noticed you've not turned your camera on. What's going on? How are you? Is there something happening? How can I help?
So coming back to the point that you can propagate your energy into the rest of the team as a business
Yes,
owner
yes,
through body language, through
yes,
your verbal language, and through
yes.
your written language, and all these things. It doesn't need to be that you have to be bubbly and jumpy
No,
up and all the time.
no.
And the energy and passion can be propagated and can be demonstrated, right?
Yes,
Now, the same way we were talking about a negative effect of it as well, right? So,
yes.
how do you recognize that when I do this, when I say something like this, when I do this, something like this?
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
recognize that's going to have a negative effect in the rest of the
Yeah.
team?
So yes, I have a great example. I'm working with the client right now. I'm working with the CEO and the senior leadership team on some reorganization pieces that are
Hmm.
going to be critical to enable the next level of growth. They're at an
Right.
inflection point. The CEO right now, their energy is very frenetic. It's
Mm.
very it's very over the top energy. And it is actually creating in this space of change, it's actually causing people to feel very anxious, feel very overwhelmed, feel very uncertain. They feel the tumultuousness. And
Right.
all of this is being generated by the CEO, by the founder of the business, because they are in a space where they're spinning.
Mm.
And really, this change has been, it's very difficult. This is transformation in their business. And
Yes.
the business owner themselves is feeling very frenetic and very overwhelmed and very anxious. And as a result, the activities in the team
Hmm.
that are crucial to deliver today
Hmm.
and our ability to create the transformation for tomorrow is being impacted. And the business
Negatively
owner keeps
impacted.
saying, negatively impacted. But this has got to happen. And this isn't happening. And what's happening here? And I'm trying to say to the owner, we just need to take this one step at a time. We need a
Right.
strategy. We need to be intentional. And the business owner keeps saying, but it's got to happen. It's got to happen now. We got to do it all at once. And that
See, that
energy is,
anxiety is a negative effect.
yes,
And
yes,
anxiety produces a lot of negative energy,
it sure does.
right?
It impacts our ability to stay grounded and focused and execute.
So it is important that we recognize, as you're suggesting, that when we feel anxious, either we recognize our own self or we have some advisor saying that, hey, you are feeling anxious right now. You are propagating negative energy. Just step back and calm down. Or take a
Yes.
pause and stay away from everybody so that you're not adding fuel to the fire that everybody is going through.
Yes. The truth is, panic is not a strategy.
Right.
Being in a state of panic and anxiety and overwhelm is actually not going to solve whatever business problem is plaguing you.
That's right.
You have to stay calm. You have to be able to think strategically. And you cannot do that when your brain is in fight, flight, or freeze. It can't happen. It's
It
not
can't happen.
biologically and physiologically possible. So
That's
when
right.
you're a business owner and you are spinning and you're freaking out, you can't think ahead. It's that simple.
Well, that's individually you cannot think ahead, but
No,
as a team, you're actually being negatively affecting the
100%.
entire team. So Lindsay, it's a great conversation we are having that. So what I am taking for those who are listening to this conversation, that what I am taking and what we are looking at here is as a business owner, you have to recognize that your energy and your compassion can be propagated throughout your team, whether it's a 2 people team or it's a 20 people team. And it can be done through verbal communication, written communication, body language, and all other means. So make sure we have to recognize that and how we are propagating that positive energy and excitement to the organization. And on the other hand, we are also recognizing that when a business owner is anxious and creates, that leads into creating a negative energy, that negative energy is also going to propagate throughout the organization. In order to avoid that, either you have a consciousness to recognize when you have anxiety kicked in, recognize it, step back, or you can take a companion in your team and to just tap on your shoulder, hey, your anxiety levels are kicking in, step back and take a moment to calm down and come back so that you're not really propagating the negative energy throughout the team.
Yes.
Lindsay, thank you very much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate your time and certainly appreciate the wisdom that you're sharing with the rest of the community.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And those who are listening, please subscribe and share and take the tidbits from here and apply in your business. And I wish you good luck. Until next time. See you then.